Hello everyone, this is Flammy and welcome back to another high level video. So we're here with Derp, and what are we doing? Well, we got some good resources, and we're going to be raiding and trying to get some upgrades going. However, the upgrades that we can do are going to be rather expensive. So this archer tower right here is my last level 8 archer tower, I believe. Yeah, looking at my other ones, they're all done, they're all level 9. Which means it's going to be really expensive to get them up to level 10. That's right, 2.5 million, so yeah, that's going to hurt. So we're certainly not going to get it today right now, but we're going to keep working on it, going in that general direction. The other thing I could do is maybe I could throw some gold into a Tesla if I feel like it. It's a lot less, so maybe I can do that, just keep my workers busy. But, alright, yes, the only other housekeeping thing I have is I'm currently in Reddit Electrum, and I'll talk about this as we start searching. Reddit Electrum is one of 3 current competitive clans, so the Reddit clan system has a whole ton of clans, and Reddit Electrum is one of the competitive ones where players focus on trophies. So I'm just helping lead it for a little while because the leader had to step out, getting a new leader in place, basically. Now, for this base, it's good on the gold. Overall, the defenses are good, but not great. I'm not sure I want to attack it, though. 140,000? It's pretty late at night, so I might be able to find better ones. The other thing about it is this air defense in the middle is going to be like really hard to deal with. Pretty much impossible, really. It's poorly upgraded, but the fact is it'll just take out the healer too easily. So, while I might be able to deal with it, I'm not going to. I do have... Where's the spell factory? I do have 3 lightnings, so this was an option. I could have done 3 lightnings on it to take it out, but I feel like I would rather just go try to find a better base. Because if you do 3 lightnings on a spell, that's 20,000 per, so 3 lightnings is 60,000 gold. That really cuts into your 140,000 gold you're stealing, knocks it down pretty fast to like only 80,000 gold, and that's not a lot if that's the route you choose to go to attack him. Instead, we're looking over here at other bases. So, a lot of Town Hall 6s and lower, guys. Ooh, there's a good one right there. Okay, where's the Town Hall? What level is this? Okay, Town Hall 8. Air defenses are up there and down here. Okay, the one on the bottom left is upgrading, though. Good to know. So, one possibility is to spawn in this spawn hole. I think I'm going to attack from the outside, though. Yeah, I'm just going to go right at it into this air defense. I think I'll use... wall breakers to help out once the guys are through the wall. No need to get them to hurry up too fast, so they're all focusing on the same wall, which is great news. I'll drop the healer right now. They're gonna one-shot it. Yep, indeed. So as soon as they bust through this wall, I'm going to deploy 2 wall breakers. Why is this? Well, these wall breakers will then go for these walls and destroy them together, and it'll get these guys moving in that direction. Now I can go and test what's out over here. Okay, Tesla indeed. So there could have been bombs. It was unlikely considering the fact that there's it's impossible given the fact that there were tombstones there. But it lets us check out what they're worth. We also want to be aware because of the wizard tower. We don't want our guys to all die. So we can do some stuff, but we don't want to do everything down there at once. So like just a couple guys to take out the Tesla, but no more guys to... we don't want them to all die. I'm going to put in a couple goblins. Just start taking out storages. We do have a good amount of goblins here today, so that'll help out. So guys are working around their side. I'm going to deploy barbarians out here and then archers out here to help out with the cannons and archer towers. Hopefully the giants will bust through this wall on the bottom first to keep going down there. I'd rather have the archers deal with these guys out here than have the giants do it. Giants broke through there first, but you know what? They just died, so now they're going to help out with the other wall. As long as the healer stays alive, like it is, we should be pretty good. And we're going to have to deploy more guys in a second here to sort of speed up this process, just because the main problem is going to be a lot of walls, so it's slow for the giants to get through. We still have a good number of giants alive, like not a ton. I think we're down to like 6 or so. Oh, that really sucks. What happened there was the giants went for the bottom, and also the Tesla popped up to attack the healer. Why did the Tesla pop up? Because we did 50% damage. So Teslas only pop up then, once you do 50% or if you come close enough. But the 50% was what got their attention. Doing pretty good damage for the gold. We did get both the storages before, as you probably noticed. So we're only down to 1 gold storage left, and then the 3 elixirs, of course. So with the Teslas focusing on that right there, the archers are able to do good damage. I was thinking about deploying some more guys, but you know what? These archers are pretty much doing as good as they can get. I'd have to deploy my clan castle guys to do more archers. I really wish I had some minions in this case, but unfortunately my dark barracks is upgrading on this account, so that's not going to happen. We could go in more heavily for the elixir. I thought about doing this a minute ago with the goblins. I decided not to, though. Like, I don't really have any elixir projects currently, so that's going to be that. With no dark elixir left to steal in their storage, we're fine just backing out right here. And, well, I guess there's like 1 second left, but 187,000 and only 54,000, which basically breaks us even for our army, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. What do we have to expend? We didn't have to expend a ton. Archers and barbarians are relatively cheap by comparison. Alright, so how could that have gone better, actually? Because it sort of went slow, and I sort of expected a 3-star it. The problem was the giants started splitting up. It's sort of just bad luck. Sometimes you can predict that they're going to do it, but sometimes they're just going to do it, and you can't help it at all. For the clan castle guys, you can see we do have archers, so I could have deployed those, but I chose not to. So we can check out some recent attacks in this base while our army retrains, and it's going to actually be pretty fast to retrain because we already had a healer that was all finished up, and the giants are already completing. So let's actually just queue up the things like wall breakers first, and I think there's only 7 of these guys. And how many barbarians do we need? I think we were all the way up at 30 barbarians. I think I'll go back to that. 30. It's hard. Okay, so that's 15 right there. Now let's go to 25, which should be 16. What else do we need? I think that's going to be it. Just fill out the rest with archers. Alright, so we can do that. That's easy. 12 minutes. We're going to have to lower that. Hopefully it won't take 12 minutes to complete all these guys. I'll just put in 8 minutes in each of them, and then we can even them out. We might need to add a couple more, but that's alright. Okay, 9.5. We'll lower this one. So that's 9:45, and then this one. You know, it's not perfect. It could be a bit better, but you know what? That's good enough. I'll adjust it later. Okay, so recent attacks. So this base, despite being completely unupgraded from the recent patch, has actually been doing really good against people, just because people have not been going after it heavily. So why is this sort of a little surprising? So let me come back to our base here. So we have this base, and I haven't changed this like at all since the update came out. The only thing I've done was start my dark barracks down here on the bottom left. That's it. That's the only thing. Now, why is this a little surprising? Well, one of the main, actually probably the biggest feature of my old base were these massive long segments of walls around the outside. And these are significant because they were really good at funneling guys into the center. As you can see, they've got things like spikes in them. And actually, these don't look like spikes, but these actually are spikes right here. They are some of the best spikes in the world. These have soaked up hundreds of wallbreaker hits back in their day before the wallbreaker AI. So what's a little surprising is we've had a lot of resources, and no one's attacked. So, yeah, that was a little weird. So, clearly people haven't found our base who've got the army and enough wall breakers to deal with it, I guess, is their opinion. But basically, if you were to attack this base right now with a new wall breaker AI, it would be way too easy to get into the center. Basically, deploying wall breakers on the corner, instead of having them just detonate on all sorts of random walls like you would used to, they're going to detonate on one wall, blow up a single wall, and then they're going to go for the next closest wall, and then they're going to go for the next closest wall, which would be this corner. So it would probably take 8 to 10 wall breakers to do it, as long as you had proper distractions for the rest of the units, but it would not be hard whatsoever to break into the center. After that, it would just be a matter of having enough infantry and goblins. Goblins would be easier, but infantry could do the job as well. I guess there is one other thing I should talk about, which is what I have changed since the last update. So, not that anyone would realize it, but I have air bombs in all the corners, and I hadn't actually bothered to buy air bombs before, because air bombs, you see them used actually fairly regularly against the healers when we're attacking. The problem with them, though, is that they just don't do enough damage. So I'll show you what I mean. Oh, not sell. How do I I don't think I can bring up their stats. So the air bombs, here they are. We only got 4 of them. We don't have any stats available here. But basically, I think we even saw one in this last Did we see them in the last video? Attack? I can't remember. Basically, they just don't do enough damage as healers. It takes like probably 6 of them to kill a healer, which people just don't have. So they're just really not an issue. What is an issue, I can pull them up, is the air mines. So the air mines are the seekers. So they, on the other hand, are very good against killing healers. They just one-shot them right out of the air. They do cost 600 elixir, though, so that is quite a pretty penny. Yeah, sorry to say about that. Although it's probably a good thing, because they're so overpowered. Well, not overpowered. They're not overpowered at this cost. It's a good balance, because they're good against both dragons and healers. The other thing about them, though, is air bombs. So these guys, the weak ones, they do splash damage. So the air bombs do good damage against the things that are grouped up, like balloons, but that's not a very common attack strategy at higher levels, as I'm sure most of you guys know. The thing is, though, with the addition of the minion, we now have a little flying unit that's sort of like a goblin. They group up, they're weak, and there's lots of them. This is what the air bomb is going to be great for, and that's why I've got air bombs on the corner of my base to go after those minions that come after me. Hopefully there'll be a bunch of them in big groups, and one splash will take out all of them. The air bomb is an absolute minion destroyer, absolutely worth the cost, and I definitely recommend putting them down and spreading them out widely wherever you think minions might be used. Alright guys, I need to go wait for the guys to train, so I'll be back in just a minute when the guys are trained up, and we'll continue attacking. See you guys then. Alright guys, so we're back. One thing I did think about while I was waiting for my guys to finish up was, I do plan on remaking this base. Definitely don't copy this base currently. So while my derpy base, which I am just creating, and on my other account is very much a trophy focused base. This base I'm going to remake as a farming base. So my town hall will be a farming base, my town hall 8 will be a farming base, and my town hall 7 will be a trophy base. So yeah, sort of unusual. Maybe you would expect me to swap those around, but you know what, I'm going to keep my town hall 8 upgrading so we can hopefully get up to town hall 9 soon. Still got all these darn archer towers and Teslas to go though. Alright, speaking of those darn archer towers and Teslas, if we can manage to get 140,000 more gold, that will be a Tesla upgrade under our belt, which seems like a pretty good bet at this point in time, just because we got both of these guys busy, and I'd like to start one of the workers again. No need to, we can like, with our final worker, we can slowly save up to 2.5 million. It will take a while to get there, and by the time we get there, one of these other ones will be finishing up, so we can assign it as well. Alright, so basically all that means is, let's go get some gold. Hopefully 140,000, if not more. And searching. Alright, Town Hall 7. Where are the resources in this, guys? Very hard to tell. It's 83,000, not terrible, not great. I'm not going to attack it, but you can't actually tell where the resources are. Really well upgraded air defenses. Very interesting that they bothered to upgrade the air defenses to that high of a level before, like, doing, say, the mortars maxed out. Sort of an unusual decision. I probably wouldn't go that way. You're not going to use your air defenses that frequently. By putting even a couple low ones that well protected, you're going to scare off a lot of air attacks. Dressing base here. Really poorly upgraded archer towers, like really poorly. And the cannons aren't much better. It would be very easy to attack if he actually had the resources to make me want to attack him, but he doesn't. Okay, interesting walls. I actually do approve of the fact that his lowest level walls are in the center. However, overall, they're not very high level walls. Although it looks like he just got to, yeah, he definitely just got to Town Hall 7 here. You can tell because this is upgrading. It's like going from level 1 to 2. This is upgrading. Beyond that, though, his defenses are underleveled. Seem to be a lot of lower levels here where I'm currently at. Ooh, there's a good gold count. Going up to Town Hall 8. Once again, 2 very nicely upgraded air defenses. Somewhat surprising. Okay, so the 2 air defenses, top left and bottom right down here, and up there. The one on the top left is actually rather exposed. It's got an archer tower protecting it, but beyond that, the mortar's under construction, and then there's just the wizard and cannons, which both would be out of range of archers. So I'm going to take out the one on the bottom here with the giants, and then we'll go for the ones at the top in a minute. Let's check for clan castle guys. I didn't think there would be any, just because well, you don't really expect them once, you You don't expect them because there's all these tombstones, which is generally an indicator that they're somewhat inactive and haven't refilled it. So as soon as this air defense is down, we'll drop this healer. Perfect. Oh, I didn't see that other cannon. Okay, we're going slightly more heavily than I was anticipating. Damn, mortars. Okay, let's leave that. Let's go deal with this. I'm gonna have to deploy my clan castle, so. Those guys, those archers, all should clean out the air defense. I don't think we'll have much of a problem with that. I wish I had some more archers in this case. This base is pretty easy to attack with archers over the walls. So we're going to blow up this wall to let our archers through to attack the air thing. As you see, worked perfectly. So our healer should stay nice and alive. Meanwhile, this group of giants is running around one-shotting mortars, apparently. So we can drop off... I've got extra goblins. I thought I was doing 15 goblins. So I'll just deploy the extra goblins to get rid of them. Got some builder sets in the corners. We can deal with those. This guy has the pretty classic problem of trying to defend too many things. What I mean by that is he has way too many buildings within the walls, which caused two problems in his case. The worst was that... Ooh, that's not good. I picked up my iPad and accidentally tapped the home button. Let's please not reset that battle. Yes, thank you, Clash of Clans. I love you. Alright. Coming back. Good timing. What was I saying? Okay, so the problem with his base was he tries to include too many things within the wall. So he had, like, the lab right here, for example. He had a bunch of collectors and mines, blah, 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 all inside the walls. So the problem with this is one, and the biggest one, like I was saying, is the fact that his defenses were exposed. So he had, like, cannons and archer towers along here. Those you can just attack with archers like you saw me doing, which made me wish I commented while I was attacking, I wish I had more archers, just because this base would be so easy to take on with a mass archer army. Couple giants, couple barbarians to distract the mortars, and then archers to take out 70% of the defenses super easily. Alright, the other part of the problem was by trying to include too many things in your base like that, it does spread out your defenses too much and also spreads out your walls too much. So you'll notice that we had a much easier time with this base because giants only had to bust through a few walls. So busted through 1, 2, and then 3 walls. That's all they had to do. Maybe they did over here too. It doesn't really matter. But like the point is, compared to that last base we attacked, which did all those segments, that was much slower for the giants to get through. Also, the segments mean the giants will split up often when it's all in large segments like this last one. They're all going to pretty much stay together pretty consistently. Alright, so we expended the archers, so let's go replace that. And then let's go check out someone to review before we wrap up this video. Who should we do? I wish they had replaced... so you might have remembered a couple updates ago, they used to have the people's in-game levels displayed when they attacked. They no longer do that, and they did redesign this layout, though. So they included things like the damage that people have done. You can see it right here. Which is nice, but I wish they had also brought back the in-game levels. So I would normally pick, like, maybe the lowest or the highest, but this time it's really hard to tell, so let's pick the middle. And what does the base look like? Ooh, it's a really low level. Sort of predictable that they were just picking off my town hall and that they were low level. Let's review this, though. Ooh, interesting. I like this. They've got a spring trap here and a spring trap here. Very obvious, but really good placement. One thing that's going to mean is you're going to be much more exposed to wall breakers on this side. What do I mean by that? So if I wanted to bust into the center, or if you guys, because I'm going to ask you guys in a second how you'd attack this base, if you want to bust into the center with wall breakers, because say you have a bunch of goblins to attack these storages, all you'd have to do is put down a couple units for distraction right here. Maybe they're bombs, so put down a couple to test for that. But then put down 4 wall breakers, maybe 6 wall breakers, depending if yours are low level. What will they'll do? They'll go for this compartment first, this large compartment in here, because it's all one. Then, once they've broken into this compartment, they'll go for the next closest, and that should be this one right in here. So they'll go right for that, right there, and bust into this. And then you can send in the mass goblins to flush out all of the resources from the storages. That's one way to attack it. There's several other ways, and I think Giant would be alright against this. Giant healer would be fine with only 1 air defense, and it only is on the left side. Let's check for clan castle, guys. Got some, only 5 though, and so that's not much of a concern. Looks like they're pretty active though, so it's not like there's going to be many resources in the mines and collectors, and I'll point that out with this. As you can see, they've been on in the last like 4 or 5 hours. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up this episode. You can let me know how you would attack this base in the comment section below. It's also somewhat interesting to see that it's a lower level and he's actually protecting his town hall. So perhaps he just went for 1250, which he is obviously at, so maybe he just got that achievement. Alright, so you can let me know how you would attack in the comment section below. And if you have not subscribed, guys, please consider subscribing. And if you already subscribed, thank you very much for watching. And now I've got a new message here. If you appreciated this, guys, you can like and comment, and that really helps. But what you can also do is you can go to clan chat and you can go to global chat and be like, hey, check out Flammy 5, check out Flammy on YouTube. I would really appreciate it if you guys do that. So if you want to help out my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would just give me a couple shout outs in game. Hope to see you guys around, and have a great day.